rising higher, never taking a seat. From the first note to the last, we're never done. This is the anthem for everyone. Power, turn it up, pick up the pace, here we go, let it roll. Power and fire, we're taking control. As some things still here, we stand tall. Strength and crescendo will never fall.
Well, hello, all of you string picking guys and gals out there. Welcome back to the String Pickers channel here at My Obscene Studio. You guys doing okay? Are you? You doing okay today? I know this kind of seems a bit out of the norm because I usually start out these videos with me playing guitar, but we have a problem. The guitar I want to play is sort of having surgery behind me on the bench. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Westcreek Aetheris is getting modifications today. I am sick and tired of the tremolo. I cannot do deep dives with that. I can barely move it a little bit and it does good for a trim, but the fact of the matter is,
well, it sucks.
So we got a few modifications to make today, and one super cool modification that I want you guys to hang around and go on the journey with me because it's something that I've never done to the wooden part of a guitar, and drilling holes makes me nervous.
Like and subscribe, by the way.
Number one on the agenda is roller saddles. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I have bought these. These are Geiger roller saddles, and I'm going to put those on this guitar and see what kind of difference that makes with the tremolo. Next, hopefully, I'm going to get a brass nut, just like I put on the PV Rafter, who I conveniently named Ray. The next thing we are doing to the Westcreek Aetheris, actually we're going to do that first because it's kind of like a band-aid, you know? You just rip it off real fast so it don't hurt so bad. But then when you do that,
it stings like a yellow jacket.
So we are drilling a hole because we are installing a kill switch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are putting a kill switch in the Westcreek Aetheris. I can't, like when there's 80 stuff.
I just want a kill switch.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to put a kill switch in it. Just, you know, I mean, I've never done it to the wooden part of a guitar, and this one has no pick guard whatsoever. So I know what I've got to do. I'm just hoping everything turns out okay. I thought very seriously about putting this kill switch into Ray, the PV Raptor. However, I decided not to do that right away. I wanted to find a different kill switch, maybe a bit smaller than this. This is 18.75 millimeters. At 18.75 millimeters, the only bit that I got that will drill a hole out to this size is going to be 3/4. That's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to drill holes in the Westcreek Aetheris. We're going to install this kill switch. We're going to put some roller saddles on it. And I want you guys to come with me. And then we're going to check out just what kind of difference this thing makes. Okay guys, let me explain what I have done so far. I have positioned the kill switch right here, and what I've done is I went through the back, as you can see here, and I took the paddle bit and I went through until it poked just a little hole out the front so I would have a center to put that kill switch in, and I wanted the kill switch right so that way when I'm picking I can just reach down and do that with my finger. Plus it is so flat and low profile then it's not going to get in the way of my volume knob or my tone knob. So let's go ahead and get underway. This, you guys, you have no idea like how nervous I am about this, but they're only tools, so let's do it. I've got my 3/4 paddle bit and I'm using this screwdriver right here because I don't want anything to go real fast. I kind of want it slower so I can ease into it and then get through the body. This is only a thin piece of wood right here, and then there's the cavity on the backside. So let's get into it. I've got several layers of tape right here, hoping that it doesn't chip up the paint around it. And if it does somewhat chip up the paint, I'm hoping that this flange right here will cover it. So here we go. This makes me, oh yeah, that's perfect. That'll do. The other day when I was playing this thing, I went to set it down and I had a wireless system in it. And don't you know that the strap barely touched that wireless system and it fell right out. So can't have that. We are going to fix that problem while we're into this. I always get nervous about things like this because I don't know. It's just I always expect something to go wrong. Well, this time around, I made sure that I had a very sharp, brand new 3/4 spade bit that would cut into this without chipping up a bunch of paint and everything. And that was my main concern, was that I didn't want the paint to chip. And that's the reason why I was kind of nervous about it, because even though the flange is a pretty good size on the top, it still is not quite big enough if you get a big hunk of paint off of it. I didn't want to have to go through the time of putting that chip back on there, gluing it in, and then worrying about it being an eyesore from here on out. That's in there real good and snug. So now this kill switch has 2 screws on the bottom of it. Stupid battery. Okay, guys. In typical string pickers fashion, battery died. Like, went through a bunch of stuff explaining all stupid what. So we're going to go back through it again. All right. So here we have our ground and our hot. So what I have done is I have added length to the hot wire that I still have to solder, by the way, and added length to the ground wire. So what has to happen is you have ground coming in on one side of this momentary switch and hot coming in on the other side. And what that creates is every time you push that button, it grounds out and kills the sound going to the pure tone jack that we have installed in here. So let me get some solder, and we are going to just put a little bit on this wire right here, and that'll keep those together. And then what we're going to do, like I said, we got an extension on the ground and we have lengthened the hot. So we're going to come in on one side. I'll put up on the screen what the bottom of this thing actually looks like. I don't think that you guys got a good look at it at the beginning of the video. So we'll put that up somewhere around in here. It's pretty convenient that this one you don't have to solder. You can just clamp those wires down, and once you clamp those wires down, then you can button everything back up and get things to rolling. This is a pretty simple mod to make, with the exception of drilling holes into the body of the guitar. That, if you've never done that before, I would just say that use caution, because you definitely do not want to chip a bunch of paint or knock your finish out or anything like that. So let me get this buttoned up and we will come right back to see if this thing actually worked or not. Okay, gang, it is day number 2 and we are back with the Westcreek Aetheris Rocky. We have got our kill switch installed and kind of liking that thing. I've never had a kill switch, well, not in this position. I've messed with kill switches before. It's not a have-to thing that I need for any of my playing, but I thought, I know some of you out there that may see this video in the future will probably wonder how you put one in. So that's the reason why I put one in Rocky here. Rocky was my free guitar from the Fret Not channel. I won in one of their drawings. And so I went ahead and put a Killswitch in here because this thing just needs one. I'm sorry, it just needs one. And we also put in a pure tone output jack. So the other day I was playing this guitar and I went to take the strap off, and when I took the strap off, it just come down like this when I dropped it, kind of like that, and it pulled, just that little lightweight pulled the Acolyte wireless system right out of the jack that was in there, and I can't have that. I'm sorry. Those things cost money, and when they hit the floor one too many times, they're just going to stop working. That's just all there is to it. So we went ahead and replaced that while we did the Killswitch, but this guitar has another problem, and the other problem is I've narrowed it down to the binding issue on this guitar. Every time that I dive on the tremolo bar, this thing goes out of tune, but in a weird way. See, I have this trim decked against the body. There's not a lot of tension on it, but it is laying flat on the body, and I have the guitar tuned to E standard. So you are looking right here. There is E, which is a little bit down, not too much. There is E. Now, when I do a dive on this bar, and the rest of them are in tune too, there's A, D is just up a little bit, but you see what it is. Now, I'm going to do a deep dive on the bar. I'm not touching anything. You heard the pop. And I come back up and look where the E is at. It's sharp. Look where the A is at. It's regular. The D is sharp. The G is a little bit sharp, not too bad out. The B is okay, and the E is okay. So what I'm going to do to fix this problem is these set of strings that I put on here are Diodarios, and they're 9 to 46. I have a set of Diodarios that are 9 to 42. This guitar stays in E standard. I don't tune this guitar to anything else except for maybe drop D. So I'm going to take these strings off, and I'm going to put the other standard 9s on here that go from 9 to 42. We're going to get in on this nut right here, and I'm going to lube that nut up, make sure that the binding is not happening there. I'm going to lube the underside of this string bar up a little because I don't think that it's binding there, but it could be. None of the strings are touching the screws that hold that down. So I'm going to try and do something there to kind of slick up the bottom of that bar. And I am going to put some roller saddles in this thing that I ordered from Geiger. It's just the saddles alone. I'm going to keep the rest of this because it's a decent trim. But I want rid of these saddles right here. I want those gone, and I want the kind I'm putting in there. It's got the brass roller on it. I'm going to set you guys up on the time lapse. And I'm going to set this thing down on the bench, and I'm going to work on it. And then after the time lapse, we'll come back and we'll talk about what went on, what the problem was, and how we had to fix it.
Obscene studio, I'll tear right through. This is our channel, we're here to shine. Guitars in hand, we're crossing every line.
Well, guys, here we are. Finally done with this thing. Got the Killswitch installed. It's really, I kind of like the Killswitch. It's not really a real world application for me. It's just something that I wanted to do this guitar because this guitar is just got these screaming pickups in it and everything that's going on for it. You know, it's a great guitar. And you've seen a lot of kill switches in some of the guitars here recently, especially like the Buckethead remakes of the Les Paul that had 2 kill switches and stuff like that. But this one, it's kind of cool. I like it. And plus, it's really good for lead stuff. Just really cool stuff like that. I will say that this kill switch is kind of slick on top, so I may put me one of those little rubber feet and just kind of stick it to the top of that. That way I know I can press it without my finger coming off of it. This thing is just amazing. It's an amazing guitar. Just simply amazing. So I am going to, you guys are getting room sound, by the way.
I hope that's okay.
So I am going to try room sound playing along with a track and see if you guys might like that. And there you go, guys. It's been a journey. It's been over 2 days. The rolling saddles I really do like. It had a problem with binding up. Now I do not have the tremolo bar in this because now when you use a tremolo bar, it doesn't, when you let it go, it doesn't come back sharp. So it's not binding anymore, which was the whole reason behind putting these roller saddles in here from Geiger. Also, I had to widen the nut slots on each string so that they could move freely through, and I filled them completely full of graphite, so that fixed that problem. But still, without a locking nut, when you use that whammy bar and you do a deep dive with it, you're going to lose some tuning. It's good for like little tremolos. I can show you that real quick. It's good if you want to, you know, get a little bit of comes right back to pitch. works perfect. Works absolutely perfect. The Killswitch is going to take some getting used to, as you've probably seen in that demo. Getting that time down, and it's slick. When I go to press it, my finger just slides right off of it sometimes. So I'm going to put a little rubber boot on that thing, you know, to kind of stop that from happening, so I can get more used to that. I may start kind of introducing that into a solo or something that I play on the channel. But for right now, it's sounding great. And if you guys are wondering, I am plugged into the Carbon amp going through the headrush so that you guys could get some of these tones. And this is room sound. Now, I'm not going through an interface. I'm not going through anything like that. All of this is room sound, so I apologize if it's not coming through that great. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm happy with it. But yeah, I'm extremely happy with it. It was kind of a little bit of an experiment. I was worried. I did have to shim the neck. When I put these in here, it had the long set screws, and they were just digging my palm like crazy. So I did my normal, shim the neck with 1000 grit sandpaper, put that in there, and that tilted the neck just enough to where I can get those to come up where the screws didn't dig into my palm. Plus, I have excellent action across the board, and I'll give you guys a reading on that right now. Here's on the top string, we are at 1.25 on the top string, and we are looking at 1 on the bottom string. The nut is perfect, absolutely perfect on the nut. I didn't go deep with those slots. I just widened them out a little bit. This guitar showed up, that nut was cut perfect. And let's look at our relief. Relief is perfect. I did go back about 1/8 of a turn to add just a little bow inch. This thing was just dead flat. I guess putting that 42 on top instead of the 46 like I usually do kind of had something to do with that, I guess. I don't know. But guys, that's all for me and Rocky here. Just wanted to take you on that journey. I know that a lot of this was shot in time lapse, but if I had shot it in a video, this video would be like 7.5 hours long. So I do apologize for that, but you know the drill. If you guys have any questions about anything, hit me up in the comment section below. I don't mind answering comments at all. I do it all the time. I will help you out the best I can because that's the kind of man I am.
I mean, just look at me. I'm a nice guy.
So that's going to be it for me today, string pickers. I just want to say to each and every one of you, as always, I pray that you and yours are having the most blessed day ever. And I pray that God is with you all. Until next time, later.